Like, there's this style of humor. I actually don't even think it's humor. I don't know what it is. Where it is, say something grotesque. It's not sarcasm. It's something else. It's like shock value, but it's uncreative shock value.
Yes.
It's very okay. But it's not creative, right? Okay, shock value's been around for a long time. Bill Maher famously got canceled for calling the 9/11 guys brave, right? But when he did that, he was actually, it was layered. I'm not excusing Maher. I'm saying that joke, it was a joke, right? Had layers to it. Like, he was pointing out. It's really the same joke that Shane Gillis has made. Have you guys seen the Shane Gillis bit about the dudes that get out there in flip-flops and a broken AK? He's like, those dudes are brave. Gillis kind of made that same joke. You know, what is it? 20 years later. But it has layers to it. The Zoomer thing is just to say the shocking thing that has no layer, and it really isn't funny, but everybody does this laugh like it is funny because you said something that we all know you're not supposed to say. And I don't forgive that. Well, A, because it's not funny. Like, first of all, it's not funny. So you say it's a throwaway thing designed for shock value or sensationalism, but most of the time that has to have a layer of something else to it. I've seen kids do this, you know, and it's just not funny. That's the main thing. It comes off as real cheap attention seeking in some way, and so I don't forgive it, because in your head, everyone in your head, at least we used to, have this sort of internal editor, and that editor is doing a lot of work, right? And that work is like, is this going to be funny? How's this going to land? Is this worth it? Is this witty? Is this smart? All these different things. Is this subversive, but in a way that we can all laugh? All these things, right? Our brains are doing that every time we have a thought or say something out loud. And it's a little bit like the young kids thing is, do away with the editor. Do away with all that and blurt out whatever pops in. And I don't forgive that. That's not a good development. You know what I mean? That's not a good sign of progress. So I don't give him a pass for leaning in, even if that's the thing, Patrick. Even if it's not, oh, you didn't actually mean it, it's throwaway. Well, I don't give a pass to that throwaway.
I think it's also a reaction, how people act now and have kids talk this way. It's a reaction because for so long we were told you can't say so many things. So I now think they're kind of going the opposite way. It's saying things, just reaction.
Yeah, but okay, hold on. Before I go back to Patrick, the master at this would be Chappelle. Chappelle says things, everybody goes, ooh, are you allowed to say that? But he has taken you along a ride that has a lot of insight and humor and wisdom in it, that by the time he gets to the thing of the you're not supposed to say, you're like, man, actually, yeah, right? And the Zoomer thing is cut out all the interesting parts and get straight to the thing, right? And somehow that's insightful or witty or smart, and it's not.
I'm not saying it's enjoyable. I'm just saying that, like, I kind of understand where they're coming from to not have that filter, because, like, you know, millennials got crapped on as a generation, and we've gone through a lot of dark stuff. And I think Zoomers. No. I think it's just
broken up. Oh, hold on. Let's take time for the victim generation.
Yeah.
Are you the biggest victim generation in history? Millennials and your freaking Prozac and tampons for everything in the world. Like, at some point, sack up, millennials. No one wants to hear about your trauma.
I don't understand. I mean, like, we sit here and we take it. I mean, that's what I think Zoomers don't do. Is we sit here, we take it, we get crapped on all the time.
Said, thank you, sir, may I have another?
And we just keep going. And Zoomers are like, F it. I mean, like, the system's broken, there's no point, and we might as well just, like, you know.
We've been through a lot as millennials.
We really have.
Crashes,
And you can get $1,000 a month. That's the
9/11.
going rate right now for that.
Yeah.
the invention of the internet, getting bullied online.
You didn't sit there and take it. You didn't just sit there and take it, okay? Don't you dare paint yourself as some kind of stoic. You guys bellyached and complained every step of the way. We sought out a therapist and got some medicine.
Yeah, we're just all on Lexapro and Xanax. So we just don't say anything.
Your income. Wouldn't you write for the government to
Not me personally, but some people might.
Over here acting like you're some kind of like Zoroastrian. You got stoicism mastered. You just took it.
Basically,
Black
Marcus
pill
Aurelius.
years.
so often.
Yeah, that's who you guys are.
The government owns all the oil.
Basically, those guys.
It's owned by regular people.
We are complainers. I hate a lot of people in our generation. They just complain about everything. Oh, it's childhood, generational trauma. We have to break the generational trauma because it's happened for so many years. Oh, shut up.
We don't do that.
Deal with it yourself.
I mean, you guys know I like generational talk in the same way I like hype talk and other category-based talk, but I do think it's a little bit nonsense. I mean, we've had this on our morning call. Like, is this generational thing real? I mean, like, are there people who go through life with the same worldview over a 15 to 20 year period, and therefore they're one? And there is some stuff. There's certainly cultural touch points like music and movies and things like that, and there is a viral mindset among a cohort of people that experience things at the same time. So yeah, there's some to it, but I think it's a mess. You know, so if you're listening and you're a millennial, don't be personally offended. Maybe you're not like Patrick.
We're soft compared to like the sour generation.
J.D. Vance, vice president, said yesterday, "Don't black pill." He said, "Don't become a cynic. Don't become a swamp hiker. Stay inspired. Stay motivated." That was J.D. Vance is a millennial, right?
He's around my age, yeah.
He's wrong. Black pill right now. Just give up. Give in.
There's
no point.
Are you black? Are you fully black pilled, Patrick?
It's like a, I don't know, I kind of jump over the line
Take a different pill every day.
It's like
random.
sometimes I think I'm very bipolar or something. Like sometimes I'm like, it's over,
So
the country's gone. And the next day I'm like, no, there's hope.
So black pilling is giving into misanthropy, right? To become a misanthrope, and a cynical quitter, a little bit of a nihilist, yes, and it's exhausting. Being a nihilist. And
Cowards, Donnie.
line from the Big Lebowski. How great was it the other day? I was doing a freaking interview on Fox News with a Top Gun pilot about the rescue of the downed pilot Dude 44 in Iran, and the interview became a competition of who could say the most Big Lebowski lines. It was incredible, this guy. And I mean, he went toe to toe. He didn't know he had stepped into the arena. Like, this is my jam, baby. I can do Lebowski lines with anyone. And he was there, though, toe to toe. He jumped me on "This Aggression Will Not Stand." He dropped that in there because I didn't. And I'm not even sure I buy it 100%. He said that the pilot's call sign was Dude 44 was a Lebowski reference, which I get it. If his name was the Dude or El Duderino, I would have gotten it. But why is Dude 44 a reference to the Big Lebowski? I'm not quite sure 100%. Yeah, I don't either.
That's true.
So, but I mean, I'm fine with it if it means we're going to start quoting Big Lebowski lines in the middle of a very serious interview. That's great television in my book. But yeah, nihilism. It must be exhausting. That's another call out to Big Lebowski. I think that black pilling and becoming a misanthrope will be a real unfortunate circumstance for everybody. I think that will be.
Do you pass that down?
And then you just make these comments, and then you just make these comments like we deserve 9/11. You just get into shock value, and you just walk through the world alone, offending everybody. In essence, an entire generation of Ricks. That's what you become. You know my analysis. Every dude is one of three guys: an a-hole, a douchebag, or a Rick. And you're encouraging an entire generation just to be a Rick.
Yeah, I'm trying to change my name to that. So I figured you have Richard, right? And then it's like, how do you get there? It's like Richard, Rick, or Rich, Rick, Dick. And I'm like, well, we could actually go Patrick, Rick, Rick, Dick. I mean, it's actually fewer steps. It's only 3 steps.
Because Rick is at the back end of Patrick.
Yeah,
I get it.
exactly.
You don't meet
It makes more sense.
many Ricks who say, "Oh, hey Rick, what's your full name?" Patrick. No, it's always Richard. No Patrick.
Every time.
Go
I didn't even
Rick.
think about that. You should start a Rick podcast, Patrick.
Yeah.
And saying,
Just black pill
no
out.
more oil out of Iran until the regime is gone.
Exclusively on Rumble.
All right, kids, don't be. And by the way, Patrick, you are the voice of a generation. You are not the voice of millennials, even
What
though
generation?
you're belly aching. You are kind of the voice of Gen Zs. When I'm around Gen Z boys, all they want to talk about is conspiracies. They're so into conspiracies. From sunblock and sunglasses to the moon landing to everything. Dude, I'm telling you,
I didn't know
they
that.
eat that stuff up. Yes.
It's exhausting.
Eat that
It's
stuff.
exhausting.
What's the wait just before? What's the
It
current one? That's big right now. Is it the moon?
Your guess is as good as
No, I don't
They're
think
really
it is.
big on chemtrails right now.
I don't know.
Chemtrails.
I
a
don't
lot
know
about
what the biggest
chemtrails.
one going right now is.
In your travels,
We'll have to find
where
out.
was most
Alien
famous
stuff's
site
pretty big
visit
right now.
doing it as just a Christian tourist?
I got some of these high schoolers that want to do a conspiracy corner on Will K Country. They want to come in and be the host and the voice of conspiracy corner on Will K Country. Little do they
You know,
know,
I already pitched that
got
segment.
I
Misanthrope.
don't know.
Yeah, I know. Little do they know, I've already got Misanthrope Pat. I've got the voice of a generation, Tinfoil
Pretty
Pat.
cool, just because
All right.
you read
That's
about
going to do it
these
for us
things
today here on
where,
Will King Country. We hope you will follow us on Spotify or Apple, and we will see you again next time.
These are not major tourist sites, but we live in Israel, and I used to go for a run through Timber Valley in the morning. And you see this thing, and you read about it, where it's described that it was built by Absalom, and there it is. It's still there. It's like, that's really awesome to be able to see something that's specifically mentioned in the Bible like that, and to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that that is the actual thing. I mean, when you talk about the Church of the Holy Sepulchre being the place where Jesus was crucified, well, they think maybe that might be the place, but there's also this other place called the Garden Tomb where they think that might be Golgotha out there, and to me that's actually more realistic. But either way, they're not actually.
Yes, by night, all day.
So when it comes to a place like
We had a slight technical glitch.
Glitch.
But we're up. What were we just talking about?
We were talking about that if you hum a tune,
Oh, right.
that you will get dinged.
Yeah, you'll get
Someone will make
flagged
me
on YouTube if you just hum a sound from a song.
Yeah.
Like the beginning bars of a song.
Yeah, you can't. I wonder how far that goes. Like, could it get to the point where an AI could hear you humming it in your car or something? Like, how far does the protection of
Well,
music go?
you're not generating revenue from your car, right? So the thing is, you're generating revenue from a podcast, and their logic is if you hum, what is that song? The Sunshine of My Love? Is that what it is? That song that I always hum to associate with people being high out of their fucking mind.
Yeah.
It goes.
You can't do it.
If I did that, we would get dinged, which is so crazy. And we were just saying, like, if you quoted a Scarface movie, would Brian De Palma get all the money? If he said, say hello to the bad guy, would Brian De Palma get that money?
I don't think so. I think you're allowed to quote stuff. But I know
That is
that.
Brian De Palma, right? Scarface, wasn't it?
I think
I don't want to fuck that up.
wildly inappropriate at times.
You know those auditors that go around and film people, and people get mad because they're like, "Don't film me," and they're like, "I can film whatever the fuck I want."
Right.
And they inevitably some like boomer freaks out and smacks them with a cane, and then they get 1 million views. And it's just a trap. It's a
Right.
trap.
It's a trap.
It's because inevitably someone loses their mind on them, and then that gets a ton of views. One of the ways people are dealing with that, supposedly, is playing music, like playing copyrighted music during the interaction, because
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
so then they can't make money off of it. It's a shield. It's a shield if someone's trolling you. You just start playing copyrighted music.
Did you hear that the CIA has admitted that the way they found the pilot was because of his heart rate?
Ghost murmur. That's the name of the
Okay.
the tech.
We gotta look into this. Like, this is fucking. This is science fiction.
Yeah, it's wild.
This is full Minority Report.
It's crazy.
Science fiction level technology.
It's
They
AI.
can find a guy's heart rate.
So what I read is that I didn't understand the science part, something to do with crystals, or I don't know what the fuck it is, but AI is somehow is taking out the noise, and then you can, and from far away,
Like 40 miles, I think.
40 miles, they find this guy's fucking heartbeat. He's hiding in some kind of crevice, and then they're able to go and extract him. And dude, obviously the first thing I thought when I
What else don't they tell us?
No, those robot dogs. I thought about those things having that tech and just like hearing heartbeats, and then identify the heartbeats says a lot about a person. Are they sleeping? Are they like in good shape, bad shape? You can learn so much from a heartbeat. Ghost Murmur.
Oh my god.
Fucking great name too.
It's a great name.
Ghost Murmur.
What sick fuck invented this?
Yeah, so a lot of people in class are saying that technology's been around for a while. Yeah, there are wearable and implantable devices that will track your heart rate, listening devices that can block out different distortions or background noise, or be specifically programmed to only pick up on your voice alone. That's it. It's only going to pick up when you speak.
Okay, folks, that's all we got for today.
Yeah, because each of us have a very unique voice signature. They say even the best impersonist, it can come close, but on the machines, there's a unique signature to everyone's voice, I guess.
Thank you, PC. Appreciate you. So, I'm going to go down and meet with the rest of our guests who are coming in, the hot zonians that are going to be here in Panama with us.
Right, so if you're talking in a different tone, how's it going to know? Right, so the device, it knows if the thing that is wearing or implanted with the device is talking, no matter what kind of tone it tries to talk in.
See you next time.
Right. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not sure, it's not far-fetched at all. It actually far exceeds those capabilities. It's pretty cool.
Even think about inventing this.
The CIA, they've been taking psychedelics forever.
What is that word?
Quantum magnetometry.
Artificial intelligence with
Was that a flying
full-range
monkey?
Quantum magnetometry.
What the fuck is that?
Quantum means two things to me. When someone says quantum, it either means you're a bullshit artist,
Yes.
and you're trying to get me with flim-flam
Yes.
talk, or it means you're an actual quantum scientist,
Yeah.
a quantum physicist who's gonna blow my mind with what we know about, like, entanglement and
Sure.
the weird shit. There's this woman that I've been watching her, she has this speech on, I think it's Big Think. I'll tell you her name. But she's like completely freaking me out. She's talking, I want to say her name because
I don't want to leave away this Ghost Murmur thing. That's another key point. That's fine.
we'll get right to it. Michelle Thaler.
Oh yeah, it's
that's her
been
name.
used for a
And
lot of
she's,
different
an
reasons as far as
astrophysicist,
training
and she's
or
giving this talk
Sometimes
about like
being
what
able to
we
stay
know
awake
about, like, she's studying binary star
certain
systems and
launch
stuff.
Yeah.
missions
And she
or
gives this
whatever.
talk about she's explaining
Yeah, it could,
like that
sometimes
there may be a
depending
tech
on the
in the
dose of
future
your microdosing
where there is no
or,
distance between
yeah,
two
it can be
points.
used too to
So the
subdue the
ability to
enemy.
travel instantaneously from position to position,
Right, yeah,
just
exactly.
like quantum entangled photons
Yeah, but with people?
with
Oh,
everything.
How?
Who the fuck knows how a cell phone works? You tell me how you're FaceTiming me when you're in Australia. How does that work? That sounds insane.
Yeah, that's fucking insane.
From what you probably know a lot more about cameras than I do.
No, I
From
don't.
what I know about cameras, if you tried to get me to explain, like if the civilization ended and I said we used to be able to capture images on a small thing,
Yeah.
like this, the size of a
Right.
twig,
Yeah.
and it sits in your pocket.
Right, exactly.
Like, what are you talking about?
Right. God, that'd be, because it's just,
The deck of cards, and it'll keep a battery for 24 hours. You could go on YouTube and get an answer to any question you want about anything,
yeah.
instantaneously.
And if you don't like the way you look, you can upload that image and a machine will make you look slightly better via something called artificial intelligence. Like, what the fuck?
What was the one I sent you today where there's like a potential lawsuit with ChatGPT? I didn't send you the other one. Did I send it to you?
You sent it to me. The shooting was planned using ChatGPT.
I don't know if that's true, so we should be like really careful.
Yeah, that doesn't sound.
It sounds so
It
crazy.
doesn't sound like you could do that.
That sounds like the story sounded like I wanted to investigate, because the story sounds like if I wanted to kill an AI company, I would make up a story like that.
It does
and just put
sound
out
like
there.
that. But
Family of man killed in shooting Florida State University to sue ChatGPT in a
may have advised the shooter.
on how to carry out shooting.
I was the 555 flight on Dr. Phil.
Dude, there's no way.
That's clickbait, because all that's really saying is that the kid uses ChatGPT, which guess what? Every kid uses ChatGPT.
Every kid. And dude, ChatGPT